Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Falco are champions! Good on Pepe!
Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Randall's Island here, live next to the beautiful Icon Stadium, the equally beautiful Randall's Island Field number 10, where we will feature one of the biggest games of the season for two sides coming from different championships with, of course, the same goal in mind, that being to play their football next year in the APSL. Let's begin with New York International, who finished second in the Cosmopolitan First Division, 3 points off the champions and eventual champions Polonia. Of course, after a long, grueling season, they have featured the best attack in the division, scoring 63 goals in 22 games in the regular season. And after a long, grueling season, like we mentioned, New York International can accomplish their goal and also back-to-back promotions, which is very historic for a club that was, remind you, promoted last year as well from Division 2 to Division 1. Finished second place in this year's edition, and the winner, of course, of this match will play their football in the APSL next year, along the likes of the New York Pan Cyprians, the New York Greek Americans, Doxa, Lansdowne. As you know, a very competitive competition there in the APSL. Leros, on the other hand, the local Greek club representing the beautiful island of Leros in Greece, also finished second in the division. They played their football in the LISFL and finished 1 point behind the eventual champions New York Irish Rovers. And they also featured the best attack in the league, scoring 76 goals in 18 regular season games. And of course, just previously over the weekend, were crowned Fricker Cup champions, defeating Westchester Predators with a score of 3-2 in Pennsylvania. And of course, now that we're mentioning this iconic team from Greece, just a quick shout out to the man with everything, for the man which is Leros through and through, a legend of in these parts, of course, Takis Rizos, who had a little bit of a health scare. We wish him the best of health and, of course, luck for his side today to accomplish their goal. And of course, two sides that are full of quality and certainly play free-flowing football. They will battle it out here today at Randall's Island Field number 10, and of course, to see who will play their football next year in the prestigious APSL. Of course, as you see, the two sides lined up with the three-man crew plus a fourth official here. We're going to have, of course, a classic walkout in this Randall's Island Field 10. Of course, let's just run through the starting lineup for New York International. They will feature their classic 4-3-3 stroke 4-2-3-1 with Meta in goal, Cohen, Fodre, Chamengele, Chweng, the back four. The midfield three of Jordan Trout, Mejil, Vermeulen, supplemented by the attacking three, Theodorescu, Ajakun, and Al-Shaibi. That is their 11. And of course, on the bench, they have Busso, King, O'Carroll, Freezy, Stevens, Rowley, and Nick Platt, the gaffer himself. Of course, the team managed by Nick Platt, after an exemplary year, are looking to make the final step, and one final victory will place them in the APSL next year. Of course, as you see, the two sides have lined up on the pitch with the Greek colors, if you'd like. The side from Leros will be sporting their white kit, blue shorts, and white socks, and of course New York International in their classic all black kit with the yellow lettering, if you'd like. For Leros, just to round off some names, as the two captains, two defenders, Andreas Adreu and Aaron Fodre, will exchange the pleasantries with the man in the middle. Just to round off some names for the Leros roster: Luis Hurtado, Andreas Adreu, Lenny Lopez, Aaron Alexander, Joel Cunningham, Hernandez, Kiefer Merrill, Kareem Russell, Bradley Nestor, and a couple of late arriving players, I believe, that will be supplemented in this roster, in this rotation. Of course, as we know, it's a bit different for Leros today, as in the LISFL, of course, and in the Cosmopolitan First Division, the substitutions are in and out. I believe, given that it's a APSL promotion game, it's one and out. You can't re-enter upon being substituted, as the two sides have swapped positions. So to begin, Leros will be attacking from left to right and vice versa. New York International huddled up there in one last team huddle before the match begins. Will be attacking from right to left. It was a very big game for both sides, one that comes on once in a blue moon, if you'd like, after a long season, a long demanding season for both sides. It has come down to these 90 minutes of football. It's a long way until the final whistle of regulation time, but it has to be said that if it's deadlocked after 90, it'll go into a 2 15-minute overtime, 2 15-minute overtime halves, and if tied after that, it'll be on the luck of the draw of the spot kicks, the deadly spot kicks. But a long way to go, as Ejikun has the ball. As the last bits of details are prepared, as the referee glances at his watch, and we're off underway here at Randall's Island in the APSL promotion game, a game of significant importance for both sides, it has to be said. As Champengele with the first possession for his side. Champengele partnered by Fodre in the middle of defense, with Chuang at left back and Cohen at right back. Lenny Lopez at the back for Leros, an attacking player usually, but today has lined up in the center back role, showing his versatility. Of course, a player of real quality, as we've seen him on other pitches and streams. Andreas Adreu at right back. And back he'll go with Lopez. Lenny Lopez tries a raking diagonal. Did Cohen get a touch on it? Yes is the answer. Thrown for Leros. Overlap. And just about remaining in play, forcing the center backs to exchange. Ejikun through the middle. So the start for New York International. Ball into space. Appeals, and a Leros throwing just inches away from the corner flag. Kiefer with the number 19 just throwing the ball to his captain, who will go over to take this throw-in. Bradley Nestor with the number 10 an option, thrown into Nestor, who teases one first time into the outskirts of the area. An exchange on the top of the box. Jordan Trott to Alex Theodorescu, who lines up on the right-hand side. Forward to Vermeulen. Lopez cuts out. Adjikun finds the second ball. Ball into space to Alex Teodorescu, who has to stretch his legs to try to at least win a corner, but good defense there by the Greek side. Lopez has to stretch a bit to control the first ball. And Kareem Russell on the half turn. We'll try a long vertical ball. Aaron's touch is wayward, and Chuang will have a throw. Adreu first. Lopez calls him off to win the second header. Megil, who has to be said is man of the moment, scoring some very important goals throughout the season for his side. So to this man on the ball here, Alex Teodorescu cuts it back, cleared away, bit of a half clearance with the knee. And Hernandez, Shaquille Sanchez driving forwards, thinks it cleverly, continuing his movement. An opportunity for Leros, and they find the opening goal. An explosive counter, and the Greek side hits the front in the early minutes in this game. Kiefer with a delicate finish. And Leros have hit the front, exactly what was needed for them. Just around 5 minutes played, and Leros in the lead. How can New York International will pass now? Adjikun driving, intercepted. Alexander got a touch forward. Trot, Teodorescu. Lopez first to it. Kiefer sprays it to Aaron. Aaron lifts. Captain is underneath it. Pass was intended for Alexander's forward movement. Hernandez drops his shoulder and cushions it back to his center back. Lopez. Kareem Russell again on the half turn. Just playing, if you'd like, a deep line, as there's two advanced midfielders. Here's one of them in Nestor. To Adreu. Adreu first time back to Lopez. Joel Cunningham lifts out of the reach of the intended target, Alexander again. And the New York International can build from the back. Cohen. Teodorescu. All the way back to Luis Hurtado. Gets his first feel of the football. Lopez. Line splitting to Russell. Stood up by Jordan Trott. Has to go backwards to Aaron. Towards Cunningham. Cunningham. Line splitting to Nestor. Tries to flick it over the top. This needs dealing with, and nodded back gently and effectively to Varun Mehta, who's in goal today for New York International. Their reserve side goalkeeper, but has also played a couple games in the absence of Gary Philpott, a goalkeeper with very good distribution, it has to be said. We'll keep an eye on that. His delivery from the hands and also off the floor when he just drops it and gains some meters is something to keep an eye out for the Leros defense. Lopez with Cunningham. Alexander. Nestor. Kiefer's flick. Adreu back to Lopez. Trying the other side. New York International not pressing exactly, but keeping a good organized shape. This ball might cause some trouble as Trying has to stretch to eventually, at the second attempt, possibly stand up his man. It's fired into Kiefer, who fires it off bodies. Kiefer still, and a great spread by Meta. Couple of deflections there and ricochets. Adreu's appealing for something, but Meta with a good sprawling save at the first post. Kareem Russell to stand over this set piece, delivering to the second post. Cleared out by International. Rescue back to force that pass all the way back to the center back Lopez. They can just raise their lines a bit. Al Shaibi going over to press Russell. Drops his shoulder. Thought of possibly a diagonal to the left hand side, as there was a couple players filtering back from an offside position and back to Hurtado. Lopez finding the goal scorer, Kiefer. Kiefer spraying it to the left-hand side. Couple players in the box to aim for. Fodger has the stretch. Player gone over there, but nothing according to the referee. He's in good position, it has to be said. Ajakun can't connect with Theodorescu. Lopez. Captain to Lopez again. Furthermore, back to Cunningham. Lopez split a line. Chuang will clear out into touch. Adreu to take the throw in towards Aaron, who's touch tight to Chuang. Chuang eventually keeps it in play. A reverse to Kiefer. Kiefer bearing down on goal and finds the second. What a smart take that is by Kiefer. His brace and the sumptuous finish at that, doubling the lead for Leros. All from a throw-in that was finding himself. Kiefer finds himself in an appetizing position and made no mistake with his finish. For Leros a second, they've gotten off to a hot start and have 2 goals to the good already. The rescue. Jordan Trott over to Teodorescu. Wobbling around a bit. Not what was needed. It found Ajikun and tried to possibly find Al Shaibi as well, but a loose pass found the center forward in an accidental way. 13 minutes gone here, and Leros 2-0 to the good already. Ball into Hurtado. Nestor winning inside a free kick. Russell. Kiefer who dropped in. Kiefer who's on a brace. Al Shaibi over the top. Ajikun is stretching. This ball is just a bit overhit, and the slick turf can aid Hurtado in collecting, who is on the outskirts of his box to collect. Hurtado, who also has immaculate distribution. Let's see when the ball is to his feet, can pick up a quick sidewinder. Andrea Abreu's movement there just for a second. Hurtado maybe wanted to elect to play the advancing fullback, but possession for Leros now. Russell. Sanchez. Back to Cunningham. Again, New York International trying to be disciplined here and keep their shape, which is just forcing Leros to go sideways at the moment. But eventually they will look up and play a direct ball, which has been a staple so far in this match. And now the press could be on for New York International. Well done in that instance to wait for the right moment to trigger their press, and they found the possession. Cohen has to go backwards to his goalkeeper, Meta. Oscar Chabanguele to Chuang. Back to Chabanguele. Al Shaibi will find Jordan Trott. Tried to split her line to Ajikun, dispossessed. Nestor lifts. Aaron out of play. Triang's throw. Abreu stretch. And Jordan Trott will cushion it back to his goalkeeper. Lovely distribution to Cohen. Ajikun drops in to collect. Al Shaibi's clever movement. Pass to Al Shaibi. Hurtado off his line. Alex Teodorescu, however, now. Teodorescu lashes. Ajikun on the top of the box. Shot comes in. And New York International are right back in it. The clearance from Hurtado. Theodorescu had a shot, and Al-Shaibi also in the mix. A deflected effort that found its way, more importantly, in the back of the net. 2-1. What a game of football this is turning out to be. 3 goals, 2 from Kiefer, and now a riposting blow from New York International to get back right in this APSL promotion match. Adreu. Russell floats to Aaron. Mekta will eventually find Al-Shaibi. It did ricochet off his ribs as took away his hand. Maybe he was just outside the box, but definitely struck the body and found the pass to his fullback. New York International are certainly buoyed by that goal, as a team that we've seen throughout the Cosmopolitan First Division that has grit and determination always to get back into a match or to see it out when they're winning. They have some defending to do here. This is cleared away by Jordan Trott. Nothing is as we've seen in this in our previous games in the Cosmopolitan First Division. Nothing, no matches ever over until the final blast of the whistle. Still a lot of football left to be played here in this APSL promotion game. Aside from the LISFL so far in the lead, but aside from the Cosmopolitan First Division just landed their first blow. Ajikun stood up by Lopez, a tangling of feet. Ajikun continues with the possession as Al-Shaibi and Theodorescu ahead. Finds Al-Shaibi. Al-Shaibi tried a little flick. Jordan Trott lashes. It fell neatly and wanted to try it with the first time. Hurtado to Kareem Russell, who's in that similar position there between, just a little elevated from the center backs, but in one of the 2 pockets there in the midfield to dictate the play. Adreu and Schwang. Schwang has a step ahead. Ricochets off Kiefer. Of course, guys, today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell using for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game in Frame community a 10% discount if you scan the QR code. Keep it fresh. As Cunningham now in possession for the Greek side. Mero in, for the moment, advanced position on that left-hand side. A little tug of the jersey. Advantage probably given for the little tug on the jersey, as Leros still had the possession. Mero still stationed on that left-hand side. If Russell wants to find them, here he is in possession. Mero back to Cunningham. Alexander now dropping between the lines. Possibly thought of a diagonal towards Andreu, who's advancing more of the 2 fullbacks. Long ball over the top. Fodre underneath it. Kiefer finds the seconds. Mero, who's advancing now. Cushion to Kiefer on the top of the box. Kiefer off a couple shins. Twang, Al-Shaibi. Chambingele. A little loose, but for Mullen. Just to get back now. Good little interception by Cohen just to delay the play a bit. And Teodorescu will poke it out. Andreas Adreu with the throw-in. Al-Shaibi gets a touch, forcing an extension there, and to prevent the corner kick, did he? No is the answer. As Russell will go over to deliver with his left foot. Russell will just wait a second as the referee wants to have a quick lecture with a couple of players in the vicinity of Varun Mehta. Aaron just standing as a blocker if you'd like. Flung in, cleared away by New York International. Sanchez will foul Al-Shaibi. Good work by Al-Shaibi to 1, win the possession, and 2, win the side a free kick to relieve that Leros attack. Chambingele to take. Good turnout for a Tuesday night match, of course, a match of significant importance, but a lot of different faces from different clubs have come out to see this match and possibly get a taste of their opposition next year. As we remind you, the winners of this match will be playing the likes of the New York Pan Cyprians, Greek American, Doxa, Lansdowne, New York Athletic Club, just to name a few that feature in the APSL. Here's Andrea Adreu, who previously played his football at the Pan Cyprian Freedoms a couple of years back, but now captaining the side from Leros. A free kick on Majil, and the first booking for Aaron. So, referee just wants to have a word with Aaron after the yellow card was brandished to him. We will continue with a free kick from Chambingele, who will probably load it to Hurtado's area. Loading it indeed. A couple of coming togethers there, duels in the danger area. Cohen inverting from right full back. Dan Cohen to Jordan Trott. Clever feet. Adreu's clearance was deflected. Here is Aaron. Back to the captain, Adreu, who only locates the other captain. Adreu back to Lopez. Certainly after the quick start by Leros. Let's just see this action first as Sanchez lengthening his stride to keep it in play. Poked out for a Leros throw-in. Certainly after the quick start by Leros, New York International have gone into the game, gotten a very important goal to bring it back to 2-1, and the intensity levels certainly have risen. Some 50-50, some duels that are, of course, heavily contested and need to be so in a game of this importance. To win your duels, to win your 50-50s can take you a long way in a one-off match as such. Kiefer to Bradley Nestor on the left foot, deflected. Corner kick for Leros. Going to be taken within swing. Same setup. Aaron in the 6. Serve towards the second post. The captain gets a flick. They will try it from the other side now. Possibly the instruction from the bench is to swing it in with in swing. So the lefty will go over to this near hand side to try his left foot. Kareem Russell swings it flat. It's dangerous. Did it come off Kiefer or the post? Something there. An awkward deflection. Kiefer was lined up on the first post, kind of ducked, but it hit something. But in the end, New York International can now clear their lines through Jordan Trott, who finds a neat pass into space. Vermeulen to Alex Theodorescu. Theodorescu appeals for a handball, but maybe the corner will be equally as effective for New York International. 31 minutes gone. Leros, who found 2 goals through their center forward Kiefer, have some defending to do here. Still trailing our New York International, trying to find an equalizer here. A loaded area. Theodorescu just lurking behind in the second post. Served in wickedly. Hurtados gets a fingertip on it. Popped back into the air. Cunningham, Sanchez half clearance. Aaron as Kiefer with green grass ahead of him. Just delayed a bit. Kiefer dancing, teasing one into the second post. Chuang controls with the chest and clears lines. Adreu off a chest as well. Adreu's service finds Kiefer, who stayed out there, but possibly stayed out in an offside position as the flag is risen. The referee will have a word, I believe, with Jordan Trott. The captain also is there, Aaron Fodre. A lot of intensity, certainly. If we just want to have a quick word to just assess anything that was previous to that offside. Something yellow. Drive into space. Chuang vertically. Al-Shaibi dropping into a pocket cleverly to picking up the possession. Al-Shaibi off Russell last. Chuang has to go back a couple meters. Chuang, Teodorescu, it ricocheted off his hand. Lopez back to Hurtado with one touch to Joel Cunningham. He saw someone just limbering up for New York International. Can't exactly tell you who it was, but for the moment I don't see any for both sides substitutes limbering up. Fodre wins it aerially. Russell. Cohen going over for the 1v1 defense. Sanchez drops shoulder, driving in, using his body. Sanchez off the woodwork, clattering the woodwork. Mehta had a little dive to the first post, but the woodwork there, and another handball, this time on Jordan Trott. Scintillating watch so far. Two sides, like we mentioned in the pre-match, the two highest scoring sides in their respective divisions, as you can tell that there is a fine array of attacking options for both sides. Teodorescu, Al-Shaibi, Ajakun, Trott for New York International. Of course, Majil has scored a big goal or two, and are also effective on set pieces, as we've seen in our previous stream. So too for Leros, Kiefer, who's on a brace, Aaron, Bradley, and Sanchez. There is Lopez. About 10 minutes left in this melodramatic first half. Don't we love a melodrama every now and again here at Game and Frame? Can Teodorescu add to it? Adjakun was possibly offside, indeed so. Could have been advantage as Hurtado came out to collect, but the movement was towards the ball, and Leros will play out with a free kick. Russell direct towards Sanchez. Sanchez, unselfish this time. Kiefer on the top of the box. Kiefer dancing on the left foot. Will he run out of pitch? Yes is the answer. Good defending in the end from New York International there to stretch their legs to get back. Of course, guys, stay tuned for more Game and Frame action on Saturday. Westchester Predators will take on KO Elite FC for the APSL National Finals in Pennsylvania at 4 p.m. kickoff there. And the second game, the second semifinal, will be Nova FC taking on the Pancyprian Freedoms at 7 p.m. the APSL National Finals. And of course, the two finalists will take part in the grand final on Sunday, the 22nd at 12 p.m. in Pennsylvania. Teodorescu cuts it low on the top of the box. An opportunity! And a beautifully taken goal by Majil. That's a diamond of a goal. That man strikes again in a big situation, equalizing for New York International. It was cut back, it fell to him, made absolutely no mistake with his rasping finish from 2-0 down to 2-all right before the half. New York International back in the game with their man Majil again. The majestic Majil strikes again. Free kick on Nestor, maybe a yellow. Indeed so for Jordan Trott. One yellow apiece for Leros and International. Aaron in the book for Leros, and now so to Jordan Trott, who last year. Let's just remind you, in situations like this, scored an absolutely spectacular goal, a scorpion kick, as a free kick is given. Beautifully taken scorpion kick, actually, just outside Yankee Stadium in a pivotal match to secure their promotion to the Cosmopolitan First Division. So keep an eye out on those big game players, like we like to say. There's certainly an array of them on both sides who can at any given moment strike, as we've seen the quality so far in this first half. 4 goals at 2 each now, as Russell will deliver. Mekta thought about coming, stayed on his line. Sanchez goes over, cleared away towards Mero, who will let it go for a throw-in. 39th minute, about 6 or so minutes, maybe 1 or 2 possibly minutes to add on to the 45. We did have 4 goals here in this first half. Possibly now is a moment that you just want to be correct and assertive in your play right before the half, and can readjust and take a breather at half, as certainly this has been a very intense game of football for both sides. Leros have found themselves in a deadlock after finding 2 goals of their own through the man in possession here, Kiefer. But a response from New York International, an impressive one at that, finding one from Al-Shaibi and the second from Hakan Majil. Ryan was smart there to just put his body between the man and the ball, as the pass was overhit and out of play for a Varun Mehta goal kick. Al-Shaibi just imploring his team to try and keep the ball. Can't stretch to connect that. Connect the play from Mekta's clearance. Adreu back to Lopez, who finds Cunningham. Sanchez just below, thick 50-50 there, won by Dan Cohen. Teodorescu just stumbles at the wrong moment, is aggressive to press. Aaron Chwang on his case. Chwang gets a little nibble. Thick coming together again. Certainly it's been intense. Teodorescu keeps it in play for Mero now to go backwards to Cunningham. Furthermore to Lopez. Like we mentioned, of course, moments like this, you just want to keep a cool head and retain as much possession as you can and create a chance, of course, if you can, but at the same time be deceptive on the defensive end, as we're minutes away from the halftime whistle. Raking ball is just about a touch over hit, and another goal kick for Mehta. About 3 minutes left in this very melodramatic first half between 2 sides from different divisions, full of quality and with the same goal in hand to play their football next year in the APSL. Here's Majil. Adreu beaten to it. Al-Shaibi. Lopez comes across and will knock Work it out into touch. Jordan Trot. Lopez. Not waiting for Hurtado's call. There was a man in an awkward position, so possibly Lopez did the correct thing in the end, just to clear the lines. Al-Shaibi is onside. Dancing onto the right foot. Back to Jordan Trot. Trot got a cleanly hit on it. You could hear the thump of the deflection. Champengele pieces it over the top. Al-Shaibi trickles just wide, shaved the post in the end. But the clever little dink over the top by Oscar Champengele, finding Al-Shaibi, who teased it ever so devilishly to the second post, and just inches away from their third goal and their first lead of this dramatic game. We remain at 2-2. As we're entering slowly but surely first half that is certainly flown by, full of action. We're entering in the 45th minute here at Randall's Island, field 10. Russell, flat, Cohen is first to it. Cohen, who we've seen in previous streams up and down the right hand side, is sound defensively here, and can, when he has a moment, on one of his trademark marauding runs forward to overlap Fiodorescu. At the moment, New York International have a bit of defending to do here. Well done by Fiodorescu. Jordan Trot with deception and brilliance to Fiodorescu. Fiodorescu cuts it back. Leros touch. Fiodorescu. Hurtado's call. Free kick. Maybe wanted to distribute something quickly, but a little clip of the heels there. As see how much added time will be added on here. Will there be one final chance in this first half for either of these two sides to hit the front? Good pressure. Mero. Nibbled forwards. Again, International sitting in there. Correctly organized shape and waiting for the correct moment to press. Almost to something to occur for them to trigger their press. Al-Shaibi going towards Aaron's movement here. Aaron, deceptive pass again, cleared away by Vermeulen, who flicks it over the top, as that is the halftime whistle here at Randall's Island, field number 10. A brilliant first half, a brilliant beginning to the game for Leros, who found 2 goals through their center forward Kiefer, riposted by a goal from a deflection that made its way to the back of Luis Hurtado's net, followed by a clinical effort from Hakan Mejil for 2-2, as we stand here at halftime 2-2 in the APSL promotion game. Stay tuned for the second half.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys, as the second half kickoff is imminent here, as we've had a substitution at half for Leros. I believe just will confirm that. I saw board go up. I believe Alexander has come off for some fresh legs in the middle of midfield. Indeed so, Alexander is off. No changes, I believe, for New York International. So a partner for Bradley in possession here, and so to Russell in the middle of midfield. Russell is possessed by Trot. Al-Shaibi, another duel with Andreu, cushioned. Theodorescu finds Ajikun. Ajikun, a little double deflection, trickles his way to Lopez, who goes back to Hurtado, who will clear lines. Ball will bounce to Cohen's head. Jordan Trot, Shaquille Sanchez, the Sacred Heart standout, played his football in Connecticut, as Hurtado just had to be gentle there with his feet. Indeed so. Sanchez still lined up on this left-hand side. Kiefer still through the middle. And Bradley Nestor finds Kareem Russell. Cohen intercepts. Russell. Cunningham. Lopez. Try to split a line. Ajikun on the sprint, and smartly left to Hurtado. Chad, who has entered with the number 15. Chad is a more of an out-and-out 6, if you'd like, as personally know the player with the number 15. Let's see this action first. Offside. So Chad will just drop in a bit and play the out-and-out 6, leaving Kareem Russell and Bradley Nestor ahead of him as double 8s, if you like. So Russell can be a little bit more advanced. Theodorescu using his body and wins inside a corner kick. Last off. Cunningham. The taller frames can arrive in the Luis Hurtado goal mouth now. Captain Aaron Fodre. Mingela has stayed back as Leros elect to leave 2 up top. Everyone else located in a cluster over there on that second post. Served in by Jordan Trot. Cleared away. Trot will eventually retrieve it. Dancing Jordan Trot. Why not? Did very good to relocate the second ball after his corner kick was cleared away. Found a half a yard of space and tried his left foot. Hurtado will play to Lopez, who can just inch his way up as New York International, as we've seen in the first half. Very organized and compact in situations like this where Leros are trying to build out with their center backs. Some passes like this are the important ones. Meadow overlapping is the fullback. Meadow back to Kareem Russell with the sole of the foot controls, driving. Vermeulen got a piece and enough for Russell to run out of pitch, and goal kick for Meta. Good defensive work from Vermeulen. Gilles, the score of the equalizer. Still in the middle of midfield with Vermeulen and Jordan Trott, who's advanced of the two. Coming together there, and the yellow card quickly brandished. Kareem Russell standing over the dead ball with his left foot. Really favors in-swinging delivery. All of Leros' set pieces have been via an in-swinger. Here's a left-footed one. Kareem Russell cleared away. Cohen finds Teodorescu. A yelp of scream from Bradley couldn't intercept. Al-Shaibi. Al-Shaibi trying to open up the hips and curl it to the second post. As again, good action from back to front. Really, this game has been a game of immaculate transitions, both sides transitioning very well, getting bodies in attacking players and urgently doing so with tempo and pace. Just to show you the level of these players on the pitch. Very, very good players with loads of quality. Majil on the turn. Jumping Yele back to Meta. Meta will distribute to Cohen. Possibly a little overhit. Vermeulen out of play. Nestor having a word with the referee as the ball is subsequently played. Lopez can again drive into space. Lopez's pass is only finding the captain for New York International, Fodre. Lopez, of course, who is an attacking player, can obviously play at centre back, and he's doing a good job at that on the day. An attacking player, so certainly out of the two centre backs, he's the one that's gonna, from my viewpoint, drive a little up the pitch. And here's Cunningham's turn to drive and survey. Wants to find the direct approach to Kiefer, and overhit for Meta. Flung forwards to Teodorescu. Mara, Bradley, Nestor wins a free kick. Cunningham, Sanchez. And on is a cry, Aaron. Neat play. Bradley Nestor. Not a bad idea. As he found a half a yard and tried his right foot, trying to deceive Mekta at the first post, hitting. Get a full contact on it, possibly. But a lot of these chances are just when you want to find a half yard of space and try to get your shot off to test Mekta and or Luis Hurtado in the Leros goal post. Free kick won by the captain Andreas Adreu. Sanchez has to lengthen his stride. Stood up by Cohen, bypasses Cohen. Sanchez byline, cuts it back. Mekta with important knuckles to it. And Trot. Smart play from Lopez there, just to inch his way up as the ball was played, so Adjukun can be a judge offside. Indeed he was, but a good trap from the centre backs there for Leros. Kareem Russell over the top to Bradley Nestor, who has hands on head, as we love the idea from Russell. Just gave him a quick thumbs up, but his control trickled into the arms of Mekta. Fiodorescu. The ricochet will find Trot, who tried to find Vermeulen. Chad. He's also going into the book. And actually popped up Chad a nice touch, as he's also in the book. So a couple of players just to be careful on yellows. Aaron, Jordan Trot, and a couple of others. Sanchez just having some dialogue with the bench here. Had a friendly touch to it, of course. Sanchez, who's been a live wire on that left-hand side for Leros. They try through the right, through Adreu. Adreu stumbles. Al-Shaibi driving. Adjukun busting a gut to get into the area. Fiodorescu's lurking on the top of the box. And eventually Leros can get back to shepherd out that situation. Fiodorescu couldn't make it stick. Still no substitutions for New York International. I do see one player there with a
Listen, if you beat Greek America 2 times, means you win the championship.
bib, ball on the top of the box. Good defending from Chad, who uses his strength to leave the ball to Sanchez. Good industrious work by the pair. Here is Sanchez again. Fiodorescu recovering. Kiefer swiveling. Kiefer cutting it back. Offside flag is risen. And sharply at that, has to be said, from the moment Kiefer played it into space, the flag was risen. Trot's certainly getting a bit stretched now. This might happen. Leros, of course, have scored many goals through their throughout their LISFL regular season. Sometimes just leave one or two players exposed, rather to expose the other defense if a quick transition can be held. Risk and reward so far working. Out of play. Of course, guys, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive 10% discount if you scan the QR code. Keep it fresh. Leros in possession. Of course, in a game tied at 2 with, of course, we still have a lot of football left to be played. We've said this a couple of times. As we know very well, a game can change in a matter of minutes. Really, to conserve the energy in correct moments is maybe something on the top of the list for both sides, as this game may, we will circle that with a parenthesis, may go to overtime. Just see how fit these two sides are. Trot. Majil, goal scorer of the equalizer, finds Al-Shaibi. Al-Shaibi 1v1 with Adreu. Couple of step overs from Al-Shaibi. Hurtado. Corner kick. Corner kick for Leros have actually left 3 forwards this time. Aaron just having a slight jog back. So defend this set piece wickedly, and Hurtado has to plunge on his goal line and applied knuckles to it. Free kick for New York International, who've been certainly testing the Leros defense with well taken set pieces. Of a difficult angle here. Jordan Trot standing over it with hands on hips. Jordan Trot over. Adreu underneath it. Aaron plays with the chest. Adreu hacks away as the Leros can elevate their lines now. As a substitution for Leros. Kiefer, the man who scored 2 goals in the first minutes, will be replaced. Adreu. So some fresh legs, firstly in the middle of midfield for Leros, and now more so over in the number 9 position, Kiefer, who certainly was appealing even in the second half. He's replaced by a fresh center forward who's bearing his way into the box, and Mekta out to collect. Dan Cohen lifts to Alex Theodorescu, plays with the chest. Mero on his back. Theodorescu swivels the hips, and Ajikun with a yelp of possibly he wanted the ball to the feet, but Theodorescu once again very industrious in his work. Aaron. Mero. Aaron. Swivels. Kareem Russell. Chad. Trying to fight back for possession or New York International. Russell. Mero's movement has to be spotted. Fodger comes across, puts his body on the line, will chase, and will get a little flick on it. So too, New York International can organize themselves to defend this dead ball. Once again, a similar tactic, putting someone right underneath the toes of Meta. Floated in, Meta gets a firm knuckle on it. It's thumped back in aggressively. And smartly left for a throw-in. Throw-in was for New York International. Cunningham back to Luis Hurtado. Dani Lopez. Chad to Lopez, who again drives into a bit of space but stood up by Metropolitan in the midfield for New York International. Ajikun behind the half as well, setting up a good structure again, forcing Leros just to play through the lines and play something deceptive. Champengele driving from center back. Askar Champengele finds his center forward, Ajikun, who only has Theodorescu ahead of him. Ajikun tries to find Theodorescu's movement, but overhit out of play. Now I see everybody on the New York International bench just up for a bit of a stretch and a limber. We do have about 5 or 6 substitutes to call on, them being Busso, King, O'Carroll, Freezy, Stevens and Rowley, and of course also Nick Platt is on the bench as well, their coach. Dan Cohen. Ajikun on the half turn. Stood up by Chad. Gets enough of the ball and wins his side. Another possession. Very good work by the substitute. Over the top it'll go. Clackering of heels. And Aaron was stretching everything he had, but eventually the ball fell to Mekta. Just a little clip of the heels, inadvertent. And he lost his balance at the wrong moment. Theodorescu. The outside of the foot. Lopez, thick, clattered into Jordan Tradu, is still down. And the ball will be lashed out of play. as Jordan Trott is being helped up by Lopez. See also smile on his face, which is good to see. Very important player for New York International. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him, but he's back on his feet and in an elevated position now, dropping in the midfield. Reverse to Mero, who overlaps. Russell. Oh, it's Sanchez. Theodorescu back to defend. Intricate 1-2. Shaquille Sanchez with the outside of the foot clearance. He's just about finding touch now. Adjikun will eventually lose the possession. Line splitting again. Teased in to Aaron again. Stood up by a pair. Cohen and Vermeulen out there. Sanchez relocates. Great touch. Thumped in. Off heels in the end. And Theodorescu now can transition. Take him on is the cry. He tried to take on Mero, but Mero stuck firm. Chad to Captain Andreu. Andreu drives into space. Ball will trickle out. Vermeulen has for a moment gone down, possibly feeling a bit of cramp. He's back onto his feet after during the previous stoppage. He was also just having a bit of a stretch about as well. So let's see if New York International will go for some fresh legs in the middle of midfield. Theodorescu will win aside a throw-in. As indeed, so Vermeulen has gone down. Certainly has put in a shift as the international sign for substitution. Let's see who will pop off the New York International bench. Vermeulen will presumably be replaced. A important shift for him in the midfield alongside Majil and Jordan Trott. His work presumably is done as he's helped up to his feet, suffering from cramp. Let's see who will come on in his stead. We have a couple of options on the bench as well. Stevens, Freezy, as he's being applauded off the pitch. Good work from Vermeulen. Let's see who will be his replacement. 24 off, 20 on. Rowley is on. Mike Rowley has entered in his stead. Adjikun athletically up. Theodorescu trying to find that left foot and or the right with a couple of deflections. Didn't go his way. Russell directing. Well, he had the ball at his feet. He just wanted some movement ahead. Chad. So Rowley will slot into Vermeulen's position next to Majil and below Jordan Trott. Nothing tactical there. Straight swap. And Cohen was adjudged. It's going to be played quickly. Contentious this. A shot comes in. And it's in. A quickly taken free kick, and Shaquille Sanchez, who passed it in with sublime skill. A quickly taken free kick. Leros was switched on, and Sanchez finding Leros' third goal with sublime skill at that. Cohen possibly was out of position as the free kick went against him. Leros having a quick little impromptu huddle here just to buoy up the boys and now try to add on to what they have and also have to be smart defensively. Theodorescu. New York International, who have come back from 2 goals down to bring the match back at level. Now have to do it all over again. Al-Shaibi is replaced. On comes Busso. Franco Busso on that left-hand side. Sanchez, who was explaining to his teammate where he wanted the service. Russell obliged, and some afters. 77th minute here. Urgency now. Still have time, but maybe a more direct approach is needed for New York International. They've clawed back twice, 2 goals rather. Have to claw back a second time. Fodre, Mike Rowley, Ajikun. Cunningham back to Lopez. Leros are about 15 minutes away from booking their place in the APSL next year. Does New York International have one more punch left in them, almost like a boxing match? Leros began the game 2 goals to the good, with 2 goals afterwards from New York International. 2-2. We arrived at halftime, and now after a quickly taken free kick, Shaq Sanchez has made it 3-2 for the good for the Greek side. Screaming for the ball to go to the captain. It eventually finds its way to Andreas Adreu. Dropping the shoulder, having a sprint is Aaron, who's tireless, and a late challenge there. He is on a yellow. Has to be careful. Possibly that's what Fodre is trying to explain to the referee. Will we have one more ever melodramatic finale here between 2 of the most attack-minded, and certainly the stats will confirm with us, 2 sides that have scored the most goals in their respective division. Maybe one more is necessary for Leros to see out the game, and certainly one is an absolute requisite for New York International to force this game into overtime. Mero. Buso has gone over to this, for the time being, right-hand side. Maybe just had a bit of a swap with Theodorescu, who will now be attacking Andreas Adreu from the other side. So Buso on this right-hand side. Trot still in his position in the advance of midfield. Hurtado out into touch. 80 minutes gone. Possibly a high foot. I see whistle to lips, but advantage is given. A good one at that, as the possession still favors New York International. Adjakun will retain. Cohen has to go backwards. They have to circulate quick. That's what the captain does. Quickly to Chabengele. Chuang, who possibly has to be a bit more risky on that left-hand side. Adreu has to be careful. And substitution. For Leros. I believe Adreu will be replaced. I saw number 5 go up on the board. Indeed, so he's taking off the captain's armband. A good shift by the captain. At his position at the right full back will be replaced. Possibly another defender, I would assume, to fill in at right full back for the captain, who is applauded off the pitch. Indeed so. So the back four will remain the same, as substitution in meanwhile for New York International. So fresh legs at right back for Leros. And I believe New York International just have tweaked their system. Cleared away. Aaron. Back with Cunningham. Another substitution for New York International. Adjakun is replaced by, I believe that is Khan King. Just have a little glance at his number. Indeed so. So in essence, one center forward off and another center forward on. Maybe Theodorescu will also play through the middle as well. Now they have to risk. Rowley going over to press Cunningham, who lifts it vertically. Over Trot. Bradley with the sole of the boot. Jordan Trot, who extends the touch a bit. Sanchez. Cohen. Flicked by Buso. Majil to Mike Rowley. Buso is onside. Alex Teodorescu bearing down on goal. Alex Teodorescu, lovely spread by Hurtado. Alex Teodorescu was onside and forcing a correct sprawling save from Hurtado. Played in quickly. Busso cleared. Champingele,
You're not going to get there, but if you have the
risky,
ball, it's good.
and Sanchez could drive. Continuing, good tackle to just delay a wobbling effort, and Mehta will eventually have the ball back at his feet now. Line splitting, that's not what was needed. The lob without purchase. What a finale we have here. It's certainly stretched. People are cramping, people are giving everything they have, as in a moment like this, to give everything. Khan King fouls Chad. As we've entered in the 86th minute here. Will we have one more dramatic twist to this? Another substitution for Leros. Sanchez replaced. Has certainly given everything to the cause. I believe Hernandez has checked in for the last minutes of this match. Hurtado with length. He is offside. Dan Cohen. Mike Rowley going over the press. So to King. Hurtado shows his composure with neat distribution. Nick Platt just imploring his side to keep pushing, to give every last drop of energy they have in search of an equalizer. Khan King over the top. It falls to Khan King, who smashed one in off bodies. Busso will deliver. Corner kick for New York International. Everyone bar one to defend for Leros. This needs to be a good delivery from Jordan Trott. Two hands risen. Delivered. And out of play. That action goes away. About 3 or so minutes left. Let's see how much at a time the referee will add on. We certainly had more substitutions than stoppages, with 1-1-1 and a couple of later substitutions in the second half. Aaron was on a yellow. That'll probably be his second. Indeed so. So Aaron is sent off for kicking the ball away. Lopez is making the point that the ball was still in. This will certainly add to the drama here at Randall's Island. So Leros have to see out the last minutes of this game a man light. Last minute of added time. King. Cohen Hurtado has to come out, and he collects and goes over. Hurtado on the half volley, thumps it away. We're into the last seconds of the 90 before the referee makes his decision on how much added time that there will be. Bradley Nestor. Mekta will come out to collect with his feet. Now we'll pick it up and presumably has to just thump it as far as it can take it. Mekta thumps it long towards Busso. Controls. Cleared away. Cohen will have a throw-in. Leros are seconds away from the APSL. Didn't see how much, if any. 4 minutes is the answer. 4 minutes left to contend a place in the APSL. Leros are 4 minutes away from reaching the pinnacle of semi-professional soccer in New York. New York International have a man advantage. I remind you, have to just throw in everything they have. Busso chasing, cleared away. Appeals of a handball. And Leros will get the decision. Three minutes left. 180 seconds for New York International to find an equalizer to force this game into overtime. Kid playing ball boy there, delivering the ball to Cohen. It's urgent times for New York International. One last push for them. They've given everything they have, certainly. Well, they have one more chance. Majil will spray it to Theodorescu. This melodramatic game ticking down. For a neutral, it's a game that you simply don't want to end. Both sides have absolutely given everything and have treated us to a spectacle in this very important APSL promotion game. Just to show you that both of these sides have the quality to play. Unfortunately, only one of them can play next year in the APSL. Cohen will deliver. Theodorescu. The service comes in. Busso, Theodorescu on the left foot. It's not where they need the ball. They need it wide and to get the players loaded into the area. Appeals of a handball. Fodre's up. They just have to find the ball. The press is good so far from Leros, even with a man light. Theodorescu on the turn. Here he is. Double deflection. Who did that come off last? Devilish deflection. But off a New York International shin last. Hurtado will certainly take his time. Seconds left, maybe a minute. Referee's glancing at his watch. Will we have one more action left? Hurtado will probably take a yellow. And experienced touch there from Hurtado just to let his team get a breather. The yellow card is really not important in moments like this, seconds like this. Will New York International have one more chance? They could just serve something direct into the box. The referee just had another glance at the watch. Fodre to Oscar Chabengele, who will load into the area. Franco Busso coming forwards, dispossessed. They can just clear lines or find touch, possibly find the fourth. Which way will he go? Corner flag or towards goal? Goal is the answer. Going across, Mehta aggressively. Bodies are prone on the floor. Last seconds, last throw of the dice. Cunningham, free kick, celebrated almost like a fourth goal for Leros. That might be it. There's another yellow card in the dying seconds. That might be it for Leros. The type of drama that, see, someone has just ripped off his top. Someone is, I heard, bleeding. Nonetheless, the type of drama that you see in beautiful fiction myths is here in a great touch, unfolding right in front of our eyes. Beautiful football from both sides, but now is where the intensity lies in. Someone just was bleeding, I believe, so he had to come off for a new bib, new shirt. But however might be it, Cunningham whistled to the referee's lips. It's off Rowley's head last. Final whistle here at Randall's Island, Field 70. The end. The ever dramatic melodrama concludes with Leros finding a spot in the APSL next year after a beautiful game of football by two sides that have treated us throughout the whole year. New York International, who finished second in the Cosmopolitan First Division, and so too Leros, who finished second in the LISFL. Battled it out here at Randall's Island, with Leros finding 2 goals through Kiefer in the first half, riposted by 2 goals of New York International to take us to 2-2 at halftime. And after a quickly taken free kick in the second half, Shaquille Sanchez has found the goal to take Leros into the APSL next year, after he coiled up his right boot one last time and beat Mehta. Final score here at Randall's Island, Field 10. Leros will play their football next year in the APSL with the big guns. Final score here, 3-2. Stay tuned for interviews.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
As you see, the winners of this APSL promotion game, Leros, taking a couple of pictures with Luis Hurtado with a beverage in his hand. Can certainly celebrate in moments like this after a very impressive game. And they, as you can see, the sign with the ball just placed over it, will be playing their football in the APSL next year. Let's see if we can grab a couple of players just for a quick interview here. Welcome back, guys. I'm joined here by Billy Rizos, Bradley Nestor, and the captain Andrea Dreu for your APSL promotion side, Leros, who defeated New York International with a score of 3-2 in this grand final today. They will be playing their football next year in the APSL. I'll begin with you, Billy. First, we know how important this team is for your island and the country of Greece. Just tell me a couple of words. What does this mean, winning a game of this importance and playing your football next year in the APSL for your island, for the people watching it, for the people tuning in the island of Greece? You could also say a word if you want in Greek, and I'll do a quick translation.
Yeah, first of all, in Greek, I just want to say a few words. Για όλους στη Λέρο, είναι για σας αυτό. Εκπαιδεύουμε το νησί μας, βγάζουμε όνομα για τη Λέρο παντού και θέλουμε να συνεχίσουμε και σε πιο ψηλά επίπεδα και να κάνουμε όχι μόνο τη Λέρο, αλλά για όλη την Ελλάδα να την κάνουμε επίρρηφανη. So, yeah.
Very well said. He just said that this win was dedicated to the island of Greece and not more so for everyone in Greece and all the local Greek teams here. We know that we have a lot of Greek teams playing in this division and also in the APSL next year. And he just dedicated this win to the island and, of course, to continue putting their best foot forward for their team, which is a very historic one at that. Yeah. Bradley, come to you. Tireless running the whole game, running up and down. You played in the middle of midfield. You were sometimes on the wing, sometimes off the left. What is your game like in a game of this importance? You know, it's a one-off game. One moment can really change the game, and as we saw, you guys found 2 early goals in the first half, but New York International responded. What was that also moment like when they found their second goal?
Yeah, we let the level of play drop a little bit, but we rallied. You know, we came back in the second half, came back strong. I feel like we outplayed them for majority of that half, and that's why we came out on top.
And of course, when you guys get the third goal in the second half, a quickly taken free kick, I see the goal scorer here in front of me, Sanchez. In that moment, when you score the third goal, do you want to go for the fourth, or you kind of want to just see out the game and also be attack-minded? In the end, you also guys had a man sent off with a couple minutes left, but you guys were very deceptively sound defensively and saw it over the line.
So when we scored that third goal, we just wanted to make sure that we didn't let any more. We didn't concede anymore. So Yeah, that was the game plan when that third goal went in. Just stay solid, no easy, no giveaways in the middle, solid at the back, and we executed.
And very well done. It was certainly a very good game of football for the neutral. Something the level was very high. We had 22 very good players on the pitch. It just so happened on the day your 11 made it out on top, and you guys will play your football next year in the APSL. I'm going to bring in the captain now, Andrea Adreu. Of course, you know the division very well that you're going to step into with your side here. You previously played for the Pan Cyprians, and you captain the side as well. What does it mean to, first of all, captain the side, and after a long, grueling season, what is this accomplishment for you, the leader of this team?
Well, it's massive. I think we've proven throughout the year that we're very capable and we're ready for the next step. And big shout out to Billy and his father, Daki, who's not here, but they've put together a great program and they've dedicated their whole lives to making us better and well equipped to handle every situation. So thank you to them. Thank you to the people of Leros as well for supporting us, and shout out to them as well.
Very well said, Captain. Of course, you always lead by example, it has to be said. I've seen you guys play a couple of times, and just your heart and your desire symbolizes a Greek team and a Greek island. Of course, the APSL next year, maybe it's a little bit too early to begin this conversation, but what do you expect next year in the APSL? And firstly, more importantly, how do you guys celebrate this championship?
We celebrate as a team, as always, togetherness. Next year we can expect very good competition. It's going to be good all around. We know that we're competing with the best amateur teams in football, and we're just happy to be there and thankful.
Very well said. And a couple last questions, Bradley. You've played for some different teams in your career. We actually played against each other when we were very young.
Yeah.
You would always score on me. But what does playing for a Greek team mean to you? And of course, it's a little bit of a different team, as you guys played in the LISFL, and you guys maybe never played this team before. What does it mean to play a team on the first day, and how can you really react to what the opposition is giving?
So I think you just have to put your best foot forward. You know, I know you saw I slipped a lot. I did a lot. I had a lot of slips on the field, but I think if you commit to your offense, might not be that good. As long as you're working defensively, yeah, you'll come around.
Very well said. And final question, Billy. It's done after a long, grueling season. You guys got your goal in the end. It was a goal, certainly, I believe, from moment one for you guys to play in the APSL next year. What does the summer look like, first of all, for you guys? And just give me one quick thought about your team in next year in the APSL.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to tell you earlier, I forgot to mention, this is a journey that started 14 years ago in 2011. So we started in the 4th division in the LISFL, little by little build it up. That's what we want to continue doing this summer. So we have a very good core. We have a very good committed group. We just won the Fricker Cup a couple of days ago. A lot of people saw. First time entering, first time winning it. It felt great. We got our first Open Cup win in qualifiers this past fall. We just want to keep building. We have a lot of momentum. We have some confidence. We understand, we respect the opponents, and let's go have a good time. Be competitive.
Very well said, guys. Congratulations. Thank you. And we'll see you guys in the APSL next year.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Leros after a victorious day here at Randall's Island, field number 10, defeating New York International in the APSL promotion game. They, as you heard, will play their football next year along the likes of the Pan Cyprian Freedoms, New York Greek American, Lansdowne, Doxa, to name a few. They will be playing their football next year in the APSL. Final score here at Randall's Island, field 10, Leros 3, the Greek island side victorious, New York International 2. Thank you guys for tuning in.